There's some makeup products that just kind of sit in my collection and don't really get used that much, and today I want to showcase those products. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad products, it just kind of means that I don't generally gel with them too much. But today, I'm going to put them to the test. I'm going to see if maybe I have some favourites that have been slept on in my collection, and I'm going to do a full face using products I would never ever normally use. Let's see. I'm a little bit nervous for this one, I'm not gonna lie, I really am. But just before we do jump into the video, you know the drill. Definitely like and subscribe. I upload every single day here on my YouTube channel. I love bright, fun, colourful makeup, and we are gonna be doing a semi-colourful look today. I do have something in mind. I do a lot of shop my stashes, a lot of get ready with me's, a lot of project panning, so if that sounds like a good time, stay tuned. And of course, all of these products will be linked in the description box down below, so if you see something that you fancy, you know where to find it. So I'm gonna clip my hair back, because this is gonna be, I'm a little bit scared. Like I said, I am a little bit scared for this video, but I have faith that I have some real good undiscovered gems. And I mean, look at that. Oh my god, I woke up this morning, the biggest hormonal acne flare up on my forehead. Amazing. So I think I'm going to do my eyes first because I do have a flaky pigment to try, which is super exciting. I absolutely love my flaky pigments. However, there are some shades that I just never ever use, but I am just going to prime with my Urban Decay primer potion as always. So for eyeshadow palettes today, I actually let my members decide what eyeshadow palette that I was going to use. I really want to get my members involved in more content, and I want to let my channel members kind of decide a lot of things, and we have so much fun. So if you're not a channel member, definitely check it out down below. There's a lot of polls, there's a group chat, and also I just want to shout out my lovely friend MUA Pompot over on Instagram because she has actually designed some stickers for our channel, and one of those stickers was a little sticker of Stan. I'll pop it up here, and this is now our little channel membership sticker. So if you are a channel member, this little sticker will appear next to your name, and I'm just so unbelievably grateful to her. She's also made the purchased and gifted stickers that you will see later on in this video, so a massive thank you. Like, you've done so well. I'm so overwhelmed. Thank you so much. So yeah, how amazing is that? But I'm gonna stop gushing because like I'm so overwhelmed. But the channel member poll actually was a tie between the Natasha Denona Glam palette and the Pastel Roses Pumpkin Spice palette. So I'm going to put my vote to, drumroll, the Pumpkin Spice palette from the Pastel Roses. Obviously, of course, I'm going to pick this one. Now, this I do actually use. However, I only use the cool tones. So today, I'm going to go out my comfort zone a little bit and I'm going to use the warm tones in here. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I don't use these warm tones, and I'll definitely get into that. Oh my god, I've got a piece of like pencil sharpening in my hair. Why didn't you tell me? I think that's it. I think it's all out. That was such a glamorous way to start this video. Oh my gosh. So I love these two cool tones here. This shimmer here, Cutie, is stunning. This is beautiful. This orange scares me. It really does. And I'll tell you why. So I actually project panned my Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And that palette had a lot of oranges and warm tones and super pigmented reds and yellows and pinks. And I got serious burnout from that palette. Everything to do with warm tones, everything to do with oranges and reds and yellows, I just didn't want to look at anymore because I was so tired of Modern Renaissance. And you know what, ever since then I have just not wanted to go near oranges. But today is the day I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Look how pigmented that is though. That's just one little dip. I mean, I already know the Pastel Roses shimmers are like out of this world amazing, but Their mattes are just so good too. I feel like their mattes are really underrated because no one ever speaks about them. It's kind of like overshadowed by the absolute jaw-dropping amazingness of their shimmers. But I mean, this is so pretty. And of course, you know the drill. You can get 20% off all of the pastel roses. So their palettes, their flaky pigments, their single shadows, everything with code Caitlin20. That gets you 20% off, and that is not affiliated, so I don't earn any money from that. It is just for you to get some money off. Did I say we're using the shade Pumpkin? It's Monday morning, guys. Okay, I'm being quite generous with this. I'm not used to seeing myself in oranges anymore. It's so weird to me now. I used to wear them all the time. And when I was blonde, I've said this in a few videos now as well. When I used to dye my hair blonde, I used to love how warm tones looked on me. Since I went to the dark side and embraced my natural hair colour, it just doesn't look the same. So I'm definitely more of a cool tone person. You'd think I did like warm tones because I have a very warm undertone in my skin. But no, clearly not. So that's the orange on. Really, really nice. Just a really nice base colour for this look. Then I'm going to go in with chocolate, which is this brown. And I'm going to pop that on the outer corner here. This again is just a really neutral, warm brown. The pigment is there. And I'm just going to go back and forth between those two brushes just to blend out that edge. I am getting slight modern Renaissance war flashbacks. Slight. I really am, but that's okay. That's fine. We're going to keep going. Okay, is this making me fall back in love with warm tones? Maybe. We'll see how the end of the look looks. That's a bit of a tongue twister for me, again. It's first thing on a Monday morning. So, these are the mattes. Now, the shade that I'm least likely to reach for in this whole palette is this pink. I'm not really a pink person. This is the shade Pink Dust. And it's like a pink to orange duochrome. So naturally, for this video, I'm going to go in with this today. And I'm going to pop it all over the lid and kind of blend it up into the crease. I really love blending shimmers up into the crease because it just gives a really nice wash and it makes it just look so diffused and sparkly. Also, I am going to try and get the background for my close-up angle sorted. I know it's not great right now, but I'm working with what I got. I definitely wanted to try and use the warm tones in this palette because I love the cool tones so much. This is what we look like. Definitely not very me, but that is the point of this video. Okay, so we all know, or if you don't know, you must be new, but I love the flaky loose pigments from the Pastel Roses, and they did come out with a super bright neon pink one, which is so up my street. Not really, but I'm going to try it today. I'm going to use it today. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be my new favourite thing in the entire world. So this is the Pastel Roses shade Pink Vibes. And instead of being a flaky pigment, it's more like a loose eyeshadow. It's not super flaky. It's very, very, very finely milled. So I am going to use my brow glue as a glitter glue. One of my favourite hacks. And I'm going to tap it all over the lid. And we're going to see how this goes. I'm a little nervous, I can't lie. I really, really am. Let's go. Oh, it's kind of blue. It's got like a bluey purple reflect to it. Can you kind of see that? Okay. Maybe it won't be as hot pink as I was fearing. And again, I'm going to blend it quite high up. That's taken the pinkness down, actually. Hey, lucky me. You know what? It's actually not as pink as I was. Hey, look at me. See, this is why we do these videos. I would not have tried this otherwise. I think I have used this once or twice. But, hey, you know what? That's pretty. And as I said, it's not like a super flaky, chunky shade. So if you're not really into like the real intense, shimmery, sparkly, glittery, in your face kind of shades, then maybe this one is really good for you, because it is just like a super shimmery, sorry, I've got a really itchy nose, like a super shimmery eyeshadow, just loose eyeshadow. What are we thinking? I think that looks really cute. I do have loose eyeshadow everywhere now, so that's fun. Okay, so let's move on to the base. Now, typically, the day that I'm going to use like a skin tint low pigment foundation is the day that this guy comes, because today the foundation that I use the absolute least, at least on its own, is the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. This is a very low coverage skin tint kind of deal, and I did buy this when I was very self-conscious of my fine lines, so I thought the thinner the formula, the less likely it is to sink in. Since then, I've realised that my fine lines are a thing of my insecurities and should not be worried about whatsoever. We've all been there. We've all been there. We've all had an insecurity that now we look back on and we think, don't judge me, it's fine. I won't judge you if you don't judge me, okay? Okay. So I'm just gonna do a layer of this and see how it goes. Would you say that's enough? We'll see, we'll see. So I'm definitely going to use a brush, because you do get more pigment with a brush rather than a sponge. So I'm just going to jump into it and see. I actually got filler in my smile lines a few years ago. Since then, I've kind of realised how ridiculous that is. Like, I'm the grand old age of 23. But I did buy this when I was really self-conscious about things sinking into my smile lines. All I saw when I looked in the mirror was my smile lines. So we're gonna go for it. Now, the reason why I never ever use this is because I have had very bad acne my whole life. I have been on antibiotics for my acne and it's kind of cleared up really, really nicely. And also, little spoiler, I have actually bought the Shark LED like face treatment thing. And I mean, it's been working. If you guys have seen an improvement in my skin over the past like week, definitely let me know down below, because that would be the Shark LED face mask. I think this is more hormonal and more like internal, because I think the time's coming, ladies. We know. And this is like a big indicator that Mother Nature is on her way. So I'm not expecting this to cover up much. Ow, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. It's a proper under the skin one, and that's when you know Mother Nature's a calling. This gives a really nice finish, and now that I'm a lot better with my acne, maybe I can use this on its own a lot more. It's quite a light shade, but I mean, I've not seen the sun in like decades. So maybe, I mean, it does work quite well for me right now. I don't think that shade match is too bad. You can definitely see it's not got much coverage, especially on my pimple there, but it's kind of evened out my skin tone quite well. Oh, I was going to do an underpainting technique. Fully forgot about that. Now, I do have very dry skin as well, so this should be really, really good for me, because it is quite a hydrating. It's like marketed as hydrating and things like that. So hopefully my skin is going to look great today. Okay, so what I was going to underpaint with, completely forgot. This is a cream blush. Now, we all know I'm not a big fan of cream blushes, but I'm going to give this one another go. This is from Glow Hub. It is the Buff Blush in the shade Peach Tea, and it's a very warm shade, so I thought it'd go really well with this look, but I'm going to try a different technique this time. So last time I used this, I put it directly on my skin, and I wasn't really a fan. So today, I'm going to use a bit of a dense blush brush. It is a little bit dirty, so just ignore that. And I'm just gonna go like on it and then tap it on my skin. Okay, I like this a lot better. It's very pigmented. Oh boy, can you see the like neonness of that? One of my biggest gripes with cream products is that they just take way too long to blend out. But doing it like this treats it almost like a powder, where you literally just dip in and blend it out. So I think I like this a lot better. Hey, have I found a way of liking cream blush? Stop it right now. This brush as well, this is from the Beauty Crop. This is the F212 angled powder brush, and it is a really good cream product brush because it is very, very dense. And I do like to blush my chin and my nose as well. Okay, let's do a bit of a skin check-in, shall we? Okay. Oh, it's looking not that bad. Between my brows, it's a little bit cakey, so I'm going to try and blend that out a little bit. That's not a shock for me. It normally does. My nose, normally my nose gets very flaky. I do have very, very dry skin, but it's looking pretty good today. So you know what? I'm actually not that mad. So there isn't really any concealers that I just don't use. I use my concealers pretty well. All of them I really, really like. So this is just a concealer that's not really part of this video, but kind of is, you know? I'm going to use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It's just one that I haven't really used in a fair few weeks at this point, so I want to use it again. It's really nice. It's hydrating, keeping on theme with that Urban Decay, and it gives really good coverage. So you know what? Why not? So I'm going to pop it under my eyes. I am going to pop a bit on my nose. I do have quite bad redness on my nose. And then I'm going to pop some, ow, that hurt. I probably shouldn't have put this directly on those pimples, but I'm the only one using this, so it's fine. I've noticed I think I have a bit of rosacea on my nose because I get so red just all around my nose here. When I get cold, when I get hot, literally any opportunity, my nose just goes so red. So yeah, we're gonna just cover that up. I do like to be blushed just on the end of my nose, but not the whole thing. My ex used to call me Rudolph. It was a really nice, horrible nickname that he knew I was really self-conscious about, so we love that. Okay, I've left this section till last just to hopefully let it dry and let the pigment be a little bit more, and then I am going to use a brush just to go over that. Hopefully get me some pigment. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. What do we think? Okay, so I have actually neglected a hell of a lot of my powders recently, and that is because I'm working on finishing 2 in project pans, so I've really just been focusing on those 2. So the powder that I'm going to use today is from Art Value, and this is a Sea Beauty Mall brand, and it is one that I have recently put into my project 10 uses in the hopes of using it. However, that just did not happen. It did not work, and I've continued to neglect this thing. So you can see it's not really been used that much. So I'm going to go in with a powder puff and just set under my eyes. Even though this has been neglected, the powder that I'm working on in my project is looking so good. So I mean, swings and roundabouts with this one. It is a nice powder, there's nothing wrong with it. It is literally just overshadowed. And I am going to set my T-zone as well, just because the Urban Decay foundation was very, very dewy. And even though I do have dry skin and I do appreciate some oiliness throughout the day to make me look a little bit less dead, I don't really want to look glimmery, you know? Okay, let's do another little check-in. I am glad that the powder didn't take away the pigment from the blush. You can definitely see that still there. I feel like this pimple is poking through a little bit more. I think maybe because we disturbed it with that powder. She's here. But other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. So now I'm going to bronze. Now this was a little bit of a hard category because I do love all my bronzers, and in the grand scheme of things, I don't have that many. I have a lot more than maybe I should, but compared to like blushes, I don't really have that many. So I do manage to rotate them quite a lot. However, there is one that I'm still a little bit like, and this comes from my face palette, and this is from Korres. Now this is a little bit light for me. This bronzer, from what I remember, is not very bronze for me. And I mean, I am a pasty white ghost. I have just used the lighter shade of the Urban Decay foundation. So I mean, I don't really know who this is for, especially considering that the other 2 products in this palette are quite dark. That's something that's always confused me about this. These two products work for me really, really well. If anything, this highlight's a little bit too dark for my skin tone. So why is this bronzer basically a setting powder? Who knows? But we're gonna go in today. I'm gonna use a hell of a lot of this. Okay, I'm gonna use a lot of this to hopefully blend out. Oh, okay. The more that I go over this pimple, the more it is looking a bit rough, I'm not gonna lie. I really want a full coverage moment right now, but it's okay. I think when I bought this palette, I was definitely in my super dark bronzer trend. I really do like a dark bronzer, I'm not gonna lie. I do. So maybe it was just my makeup preference at the time that was really like, ooh, this is pale. I can definitely see it on my skin. It's not, I don't know, I think if I were to just magic up my perfect bronzer, it would be a little bit darker than this. So you know what, I'm going to do a second layer and see if we can get it a little bit darker. I think that's worked. This was in the run-in to be Pan That Face palette, but I mean, just this bronzer, if I'm gonna be using it all year, like nearly every single day, I want it to be something that I really genuinely love. And I mean, the fact that I have to use so much of it would be great for a Pan That Face palette, but I don't know, no, it is quite nice. You can definitely see it. It's definitely more subtle, which, you know, for some days is quite nice. But if we just compare this shade to my Pan That Face palette bronzer, the difference is kind of crazy. I always buy bronzers that are catered to medium skin tones, even though I am so pale, just because I like them. That's what I like. I don't know, maybe it looks bad to some other people, but I like it. So I'm not going to use another blush because I feel like we can see this blush a little bit. It's definitely gone down. It's not as pigmented as it was, so maybe, oh, should I risk it? I'm gonna literally just tap it once and go over one more time. I don't want anything being brought up, but also I do feel like we've lost a little bit of pigment, and I do like a blushed look, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, that's better. Can you see the difference between the two cheeks? Again, I've just tapped in once, and I'm gonna go over it again. I just feel like that powder toned it down a little bit, and especially because the eyes are so warm and so bold, I feel like the blush should be the same. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot more. So for highlighter, this is a product I don't not like, but again, it's so neglected in my collection that I need to use it. I need to use it in this video, and I feel like this video's theme is like super warm products. So this is actually from Catrice, and it was sent to me by my lovely friend Marley. This is the Space Glam Hollow Highlighter, and this may look white in the pan, however it has a super bold pink reflect, which, if you know me and if you know my channel, isn't something that I reach for every day at all, but it's definitely something that is really, really special. So I'm just gonna go in with my very dirty highlighter brush, I'm so sorry, and I'm gonna highlight my cheeks bright pink. Let's go. I feel like because I've done a pink on the lid, this isn't gonna look too strange, and I am actually gonna bring it in further than I normally do, just to kind of blend it in with the blush. This is a really nice product, but again, I normally go for very cool tone eyes. So if I'm doing like a cool tone smoky eye, like a taupe or a blue, a pink highlight would clash quite a lot. But today is the perfect opportunity for me to use it. It's definitely very like special. It's so nice. And I know that it is super inexpensive as well. So I mean, love it. It just gives like a bit of an ethereal kind of look. And I'm gonna go a little bit ham. I'm gonna use a little bit much, but we love that, it's fine. And I might use it in the inner corner as well. I feel like it's the perfect inner corner shade for this eye look. Yeah, it just blends in really nicely with that bright pink. Okay, I'm gonna go in to the eyeshadow palette and just kind of do a very basic under eye, what we kind of did in the crease, but on the lower lash line. I'm not going to be too adventurous, I don't think. I feel like my under eyes have creased a little bit more than they usually do. Normally I use a loose powder on the lower lash line and the under eyes, but I didn't have one that was truly neglected, so I had to make do, but I think I can definitely tell. Then I'm going to go into Pink Dust again and just pop that on the lower lash line. Okay. I just think that brings the top and the bottom of this look together really, really nicely. What do we think? I don't know. Okay, I just did my lashes and my brows off camera because I always like to do those off camera. I just find them really boring to do on camera, and I thought I'd save you that. But I'm going to do the lips with you guys today. Now, this is a product that I really wish wasn't neglected, and I think I need a different shade in it. Or maybe I should just stop that thinking, because that's going to be spending my money, and I'm trying not to be too consumeristic. But this is my Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip, and this was the OG. This started a revolution, okay? This started that glossy, juicy, clicky lip trend that I absolutely love. However, mine is in the shade Strawberry, and it's just very pink. We've been through the whole pink thing before. It's not something that I wear all the time on the regular or ever, really. So this has been a little bit difficult to use. Wearing something like this with a super cool toned eye and a super cool toned look, it can look a little bit stark and a little bit not like it's meant to be there. So today is the perfect opportunity to use it. I think I'm going to use Brink from Colourpop as my lip liner. This is a slightly warmer shade. So this is, as I said, the start of it all, like the start of all the dupes. However, this is like pretty expensive. And since this came out, there's been a lot of like better, maybe not better, but like more affordable, similar kind of quality products come out. So I did a whole video recently on my favorite lip products. So I'll link that up in the cards if you were interested. There's a lot of dupes to this formula. If you wanted something like this, but didn't want to spend like £20, I get you. I've got you. All of the products in the video that I linked above were under £10 from the drugstore, just as good. So don't worry there, but this is the lip. Considering it's all products I never use, I actually really enjoy this look. The skin looks great. Obviously, there are these pimples poking through, but that's absolutely fine. I was so worried about this pigment, but I actually like it. So here we go, a full face of products that I never ever use. And you know what? I feel really good, which is something I was not expecting to say. I was not expecting to really, really enjoy this look, but here we are. Maybe I should be doing these kind of looks more often. What do we think? What do we think? But this is it for today, guys. This is the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, you know the drill. Like and subscribe. I'm here for you every single day. But with that being said, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.